Hey, hey, you all. It's your girl, Latanya Washington, your customer journey strategist, guiding you business professionals, entrepreneurs, and small business owners through the digital journey on these social media platforms from scratch with the focus on customer experience, brand building, and reputation management. And so, right now, I want you to go and get your notepad, your journal, your ink pen, your pencil, so you can take some notes because today we're going to be talking about steps that you can do to get people to know that you exist on these social media platforms. And so are you ready? Go get that book, go get that ink pen, get that pencil, all right? Or you can even use your phone, take your notes on your phone. So let's get busy and let's talk a little bit in regards to this because I want to make sure that you have all of the resources and the information available to you so you can create an impact on your social media platforms. All right. So let's begin to talk a bit about this. So, many times you guys and you hear this where we talk about brand strategy, we talk about content creation, we talk about all these things because whatever it is that you're looking to do or whatever it is that you're looking to produce, not only does it need to have some strategy behind it, of course you have to plan it out and you have to have some strategy behind it, but you also want to make sure that you're creating the content that people would want to hear, what people would want to see visually, whether that is a video, it could be a carousel, it could be a photo quote, it could be something funny, a meme, it could be anything. I mean, it's content, all right? And so, with that, you all, let's talk a little bit in regards to brand awareness content. What is it that you want to be able to create? Because let me tell you this, you want to be able to begin to create some content that's going to be talking about, could be something that is talking about you within your industry, the niche within your industry that you know that your target audience would want to hear, something that would interest them, that also is relatable to what it is that they're going through. Now, the thing is, you also want to make sure that when you are sharing this information, you're also sharing information to connect emotionally and connect psychologically to an audience that will want to come back for more and more. So, when we're talking about doing that, and I want to talk about that, and then I want to talk as well about because many times, many of you want to know how do I also obtain more followers? Because at the end of the day, when we're talking about brand awareness, what are you literally trying to do? It could be you're trying to obtain more followers so you can promote your product or your service. But how are you going to promote your product or your service? You need people, right? And so, with that, let me share a few things with you. So, number one, when we talk about creating the content, I want you to think about your industry. So, say for instance, say I'm in the fashion industry and I'm doing all these wonderful things. You all see this pink shirt I have on. Well, if I'm in the fashion industry and I have this pink shirt on, all right, I should be all things fashion. I can't come across as looking frumpy and dumpy and just looking crazy. Because if I'm in the fashion industry, remember, we pay close attention to what people do, what people say. Many a times we're already looking in the background, seeing what people got going on in the background. Okay, don't get it twisted. It happens all the time. And so if I'm telling you I'm in the fashion industry, all right, I have on this pink outfit, and I might say to you, I know it is wintertime in Australia. And in order for you to feel comfortable, you want to make sure that you put on a nice cashmere sweater that not only is beautiful when you're going outdoors, but it also is warm. It keeps you warm. And I'm telling you, look at the color. Isn't it gorgeous? Now you can go to my website, obtain this. just click the link in the bio, yada, yada, yada. Now, that's if I'm in the fashion industry. So what it is, when I'm talking about brand awareness, creating brand awareness content, that is exactly what I'm doing. I'm talking to you in regards to my particular industry, in regards to my particular niche. And so niche, did I say that right? Yeah, I said it right. So you want to be able, you all, and what we call as well is developing pillars. So even though I'm in the fashion industry, I want to also develop a pillar about what else can I talk about in the fashion industry. It could be runway. It could be fashion shows. It could be me creating content. I could be at a coffee shop sipping on coffee or on some tea, flipping through a fashion magazine. These are things that we begin to create because now we're looking at ensuring that I am letting people know that I exist. How does that happen even when you're creating the content, you all? Because the algorithms on the platform are paying attention to exactly what it is that you're saying, especially if people out here on the platforms are searching for fashion. Maybe they're searching for fashion runway. And then we begin to talk more and more about it, and everything is focused in on that. All right. Now, another thing that we can begin to do, you guys, when we are looking at creating brand awareness and to developing the content that we need in order for people to know that we exist, you all, we can connect with another collaborator. So let me tell you what just opened up on, I think it was on Instagram. Instagram just opened up something that allows people to know that you're open to collaboration. And so with that, you can begin to look for people that it shows within its particular industry, say we're fashion, that you might be able to connect to or you want to connect to. Now, the key thing is there needs to be some reciprocity. So what you're doing can work for them, and what they're doing can also work for you. That means you are connecting to their audience and they are connecting to your audience. That's what we call collaboration. And you can begin to do those things. That's another way in which you can become, people can become more aware of you. We're developing content, and they're also recognizing the fact that, oh, okay, this is what you do. You look good. All right, you're talking about fashion, whether it is eclectic, whatever it is, you show who you are. All right, that's another way in which you can begin to utilize the platform to connect and to let people know that you exist on these social media platforms. So then you have, of course, you have that collaboration in which you can begin to do. I think another thing that people are not doing much of is podcasts. Well, you have people doing podcasts, but once again, when you're being strategic and you want people to know what it is that you have, think about creating a podcast where you can come on. You see, I'm talking right now. I'm just talking straight to you. I'm not interviewing anyone right now. I'm talking. And then I can just put this out on different platforms. I can cut it up, chip it down. I can do whatever it is. I can put it on LinkedIn. I can put it on YouTube. I can put it on Instagram. I can put it on Facebook. I can put it wherever it is that I choose to put it on. And so even with a podcast, it's something that you can begin to think about or begin to do in order for you to once again create another stream or another pillar of content where people are seeing, they're literally seeing exactly what it is that you're doing out here in these social media streets. All right. And let me share one more thing, because many times you all know what we do. We pull out these cell phones the first thing in the morning. We scrolling, we are scrolling. Many times what you begin to see what we call an explore page, or you begin to see it begins to put things in front of your face that could be trending, something that people are talking about. Now, another thing, all of the platforms have different functionalities. So you want to also begin to understand and know what does each platform allow me to do. For instance, if I'm on Instagram, Instagram and Facebook, of course, run by the same people. However, if I am on, say, I'm utilizing Instagram, but I'm also thinking about TikTok. Understand that TikTok, until you reach about 1,000 people, you cannot go live on TikTok. They'll probably change that in a minute. Once you hit up to 1,000 people, you can then go live on TikTok, where opposed to Instagram, you can go live. You can create your stories. Now, TikTok allows you to create stories. You can also go live on LinkedIn. You can do a plethora of things on these platforms. You just need to understand the functionality of each and every platform, so you are getting the word out, letting people know that I am here and this is what I do. This is what I bring to the table within my industry. Now, how do we begin to understand and know what it is that could be trending and what people are looking for? Well, as I always talk about, you guys, you can go to Reddit and put in a question as, what are people talking about in the fashion industry? All right. It'll begin to show you questions that people have. And then you can take that information and create the content from that. And which is great, because what it's doing, you all, it's giving you something that it's telling you what people are talking about. As a matter of fact, you can even go on the social media platforms. You can go on Instagram, you can go on TikTok, and up in the search bar, you can type in what's trending in the fashion industry or fashion industry. And it's going to begin to share with you what people are talking about. It's going to begin to share with you different areas in which you can begin to once again gather that information and create your very own content. All right. And so you want to do that. As a matter of fact, you can even go on Twitter or X. It's always talking about trending topics. All right. But you want to make sure that you're finding something that you are that people are searching for. You all, that's how you create your content. And when you begin to create that type of content, once again, the platforms are looking at what people are searching for. And if you're talking about that and you're utilizing particular keywords, it's going to find you out. All right. Now, here is another key, and I'm going to stop after I talk about this. We always talk about, of course, ads, running an ad so we can connect to the our target audience, get more followers, or showcase our product or our service. I literally would suggest this first. Now, if you are on, say you're utilizing Instagram, all right, say you're utilizing Instagram, and of course Facebook, they both allow you to boost a post. Now, this is what I would suggest to you. Now, this is only for you all that are really, really focused in on marketing your product or your service. You're trying to bring brand awareness to what it is that you're doing in the industry. This is one thing that I would suggest that you do. I would first take out some time and look at the numbers from the posts that you've already put out. They are in an area where it'll literally show you how many views a particular post obtained. You can even go, even on Facebook, you can go to, I think it's business.facebook.com or facebook.business.com, and it'll begin to show you what you've already posted, and it'll show you your numbers. Now, you want to begin to look at those numbers because those numbers are telling you something. It's telling you that the information was pushed out to a bigger audience because it's something that people really, really had been searching for, or the platform wanted to push it out a little bit more for you. All right. Now, that is even before you even run an ad or you boost a post. Now, you always want to look at your numbers. The thing is, you don't always want to get caught up in your likes, because remember, you are looking at your metrics or your analytics, or what we call as well your insights, because it's also giving you insight into what people are liking on the platform. And it can also show you whether they're 50% females looking at this, 50% male. It's going to show you the demographics. It's going to give you all of this information. Why do you need that information? You need that information so even as you're developing your content, you can focus in on maybe women. You can focus in on teens, depending on the age group. You can begin to focus in on those different demographics or what is interesting to the people that are literally looking at it. I want you to begin to see why numbers matter. And so the insights and the analytics and the metrics are going to be able to show you what people may be searching for or what the platform actually is deeming to be okay, this is good. So then when we talk about boosting that actual post, you want to you want to boost one of the highest pieces of your post. All right, you're doing that because it's already getting some traction. So now if you're looking to get more followers, you have a product you're looking to promote, trust me, when you start putting dollars behind something, it's going to connect you to a higher number of people. I literally would say boost it first on those platforms before you run an ad, because when you run an ad, it's going to require you a little bit more. But this is for people who are just starting out. All right. And when you boost a post, what it's going to do for you as well, it'll allow you just to boost that one post. Now, you can pay $1 a day. You could pay $2 a day. You could pay $3 a day. You could pay $5 a day, and you can run it for one day. You could run it for 2 days. You can run it for 3 days. I would suggest at least run it for 3, 4, 5 days, because you want to begin to see some traction and to see, or even begin to connect to more people. The longer you run or boost an ad or boost your post, the more people it's going to attract. All right. So you want to begin to do those things that way. Now, also, when you boost it, it's going to ask you the questions. Do you want to boost this to the people who are already following you? Say no. What I want you to do is to begin to create your own list of the people that you want to see that actual post. So now it's going to ask you the age group. It's going to look at, of course, the demographics. That's the age and all that. What state, what city, continent, Africa, wherever it's going to be. It's going to begin to ask you those questions, and then it's going to ask you how much do you want to spend on boosting this post, and then do you want it to just keep going, or do you want it to have a particular duration of time? It's going to ask you those questions. Now, once again, I'm talking to you all who are looking to promote your product or your service. You're trying to bring more awareness to who you are, what you do in the industry, and of course, as time goes on, the more and more people begin to see you're being consistent. They'll come back for more. All right. And so with that is how you begin to show people that you exist on these platforms. Now, later on, you are able to run ads, but you really, really want to know how, because now we have to create an actual ad. And you can literally go step by step, you all, but I always say go slow. Now, the thing is, now you want to be you want to be patient to see how it's working for you, how it's affecting your audience. Did you get some traction? If you're just looking for followers over time, are they staying? All right. Because now we're still evaluating what's going on. Now, with that, if you're using these platforms to market, you also want to make sure that you have some place for people to go. So there should be a link inside of your profile or somewhere where people can click on, whether they're going to a landing page, they're going to a particular page, they're going back to a YouTube channel, they're going to a website. Something needs to be there. Because when we're talking about social media marketing, and we're talking about the digital journey of your consumer or your potential consumer, they go through a process, they go through a journey. All right. And so you want to be able to take them through the process from the beginning of brand awareness, knowing that you exist, to providing the content that is of interest to them, to connecting to them now considering you. Now, when they consider you, that means they're seeing more and more information. They're seeing more and more content that is being consistent. They're seeing you. They're liking what it is that you're putting out. Now they really they're really getting to know you more and more, to the point that they begin to trust you, and that what you do and what you provide is something that is trustworthy. All right. And then eventually, if you have that product or a service for sale, then of course, now you may get them to the point of purchase. All right. And then the circle of life continues on. So you don't stop there. This is what we talk about, the digital journeys, you all. And this is how, or some people call them funnels or sales funnels or marketing funnels. I call them the digital journey. Or the customer or the buyer's process. Many names, but they all lead to the same thing. All right. A customer. All right. And so, with that, I wanted to share that information with you, because you want to make sure that when you are creating content that really is focused in on brand awareness, you want to make sure it's either focused in on your industry with the niche group of people that you really need to know. Now, you really need to know your audience. You need to know who likes fashion. Am I looking at a particular segment of people that I want to talk about first when it comes to fashion? You want to know what platform they have a tendency to like to be on. Most people who are into fashion, you'll find them on TikTok, you'll find them on Instagram. That's where they are. You may not necessarily find them on LinkedIn. All right. You want to know the platform where they will be, and you want to know the type of content that they like. You can do that by searching it out, from what's trending to going to different platforms like Reddit, or even Answer the Public, going to Twitter or X. You could even go into the search bar on your different social media platforms and just do a search with the keywords. All right. And these are ways, you all, in which you can begin letting people know that you exist on the platform. The key thing is, as well, you have to be consistent on the platform. You can't just post 3 times a week. No, no. When you're about this life, you have to post a minimum of 5 times a week. Matter of fact, you might need to post twice a day. All right. So you got to begin to look at those things, you guys, because this is how you start the process of people knowing that you exist on the platform, and you're making people more and more aware. Because I want you to also understand that it's not just about the people, it's about the platform. As I share with my students, trust me, the platforms will work for you. You don't have to work for the platform. However, you have to give something that the platform can work with. So do your research, then be patient, try it out, test it. All right. Look at your numbers. Did it reach 5,000 people, or did it just reach 5 people? If it just reached 5 people, that might be not be the type of content, or the type of visual, or the video, or the photo quote, or the quote, the way it looks, the visual, it may not work. All right. So you have to test it. But let me tell you, numbers do matter, and they're going to help you out. It's the insight. So it's going to help you in the process of ensuring that you're developing exactly what it is that you have set yourself out to do. And that thing there is brand awareness. All right. I am here for you. Make sure you subscribe and you follow us here, because I want to make sure that I am still providing you all of the information that you need, so your business can continue to grow. Or even if you are a startup and you're trying to figure this thing out, I want you to be able to obtain information here on my platform and know when I'm coming live. Sometimes I do come live But when I post a video that is definitely focused in on you all that are literally trying to start something on the side, you could be in corporate, you are in business, all right? You're this small business. I want you to make sure that you subscribe and you follow and share this information. Go back and forth and obtain the information that is provided to you, all right? All right, you all. It's your girl, Latanya. And until next time, peace. Talk to you soon. Bye bye.